We are again with another wonderful vegan dinner, and we have a honored guest tonight. We're honored to have a special cook of our vegan meal tonight, Ethan Gander. His sister is here also.
Oh, I didn't know I was going to be in this.
And John Van Pelt is back for another dinner also. Ethan can explain to you what he's concocting.
Just gonna make a curry. I'm gonna make a curry with a lot of vegetables and kind of like a Thai curry. It's gonna have coconut milk. Protein's gonna be tempeh. We already prepared the protein. It's just like some of these veggie patties. The tempeh, I just kind of fried it with coconut oil, added some spices to kind of season it up a little bit. And we're gonna build a curry from scratch, and it's gonna be served over a curried rice. So what we're gonna do is start by prepping the curry base, and we're gonna take some onion and garlic and other herbs, green onions as well. And then process them in the food processor and start our curry. Green onions, we have our onions, our garlic, our herbs, our aromatics in the food processor. We're gonna I gave it a little bit of salt. Just gonna add some turmeric, some curry powder, and a little bit of white pepper. Oh, this is ground ginger. Hold on, where's the white pepper? Nope.
Is that it right there? What's that?
This is, white pepper. There we go. That's okay. We'll do that later. Alright, now we're going to bring it together with a little tiny drizzle of sesame oil.
Nancy likes that.
Mm-hmm. We'll add more, don't worry. Alright. So we're looking for a paste here, so we can let it go for quite a bit. Brought my chef's hat.
We have two. You should have brought both of them.
Oh, it smells so good. Frying pan here, something that can hold our curry with a little bit of coconut oil, just some sort of fat to kind of brown your veggies on. So I'll put my onion, garlic paste into here. Turn that heat up and just kind of let it. You'll smell. When they start cooking down a little bit, you're trying to cook some of that moisture from the onion out. Just trying to bring some of the flavors out. Bring it all together. And then we'll add our curry paste. And we'll start to build our sauce. So you might want to just let that go for a sec. You'll hear it. It's coming up to heat. I think you'll smell it more than anything else. Yeah. I mean, just onions and garlic over some heat. Oh, it's just incredible. My favorite smell. A lot of the moisture of the onions now cooking down. You can really start to smell the flavors. We have garlic in here, so you don't want to leave it on too long. You don't want it to burn or anything like that. But you just want to get some of that moisture out. Really let those flavors start coming together. The spices are toasting. It smells really good. What we're going to do now is turn the heat down for just a sec. Go over to our you could actually do this without a curry paste and just kind of add coconut milk at this point, and it would taste great. But we have a curry paste here, so we're just going to throw a little bit in there and enhance some of those flavors. Now, got a little spoony spoon?
Oh, yes.
Oh, look at this. It's made for this.
Yes.
It's beautiful. I'm going to taste it to see how spicy it is, just so I don't overspice it. It's actually not super spicy.
It's not so?
No, we can. That's actually perfect.
I was going to say, I have some other kind also still.
No, I think this will be good.
Okay.
Maybe a teaspoon of that. I do a lot of cooking, just kind of, I don't know, once you kind of get the feel for cooking with, especially curries, you can kind of just start to feel it out without measurements. Baking, on the other hand, kind of got to have a good system down for that. But with cooking, it's like an art form. You just taste and you keep going. You add salt as you need to. You add seasonings to taste, but you should always taste throughout the process. Just kind of make sure that you don't oversalt things or the textures where you want it to be at, and you can adjust in the process. So right now I'm just going to let this curry paste kind of cook down for a sec with all my spices. Things are starting to get a little more solid now. See, most of that liquid's cooked out, which is good because we're going to rehydrate this mixture with coconut milk. So adjusted the paste with a couple more seasonings. I just kind of tasted it, add a little bit more coriander, a little bit more turmeric. And so now I'm going to add in this thing. It's almost going to like work as deglazing because there's a little bit of stuff at the bottom here. So with a nice wooden spoon, and like some people use chicken broth. If you're vegan, then you use something like vegetable broth, or in this case, since we're going Thai with it, coconut milk is a great alternative. We'll just go ahead and dump this stuff in, and then we'll start to give it a stir here. And you can see this color is really going to start coming together once we bring this up to heat. And just give it a little bit of a mixy mix. Kind of let things come together. I might actually end up adding another can since we got 5 different milks. Milk, it looks a lot prettier now. We're keeping the heat pretty much like at a medium-high. Nice rolling simmer. We're just getting everything to get to know each other in the pan right now. And as it starts to reduce a little bit, it's going to thicken up. It's going to look even better. It smells delicious right now. But at this point, I'm just kind of letting the liquids cook off a little bit more, and then tasting and seasoning with salt and adjusting. So I just tasted it a second ago. It was a little bit undersalted, so I'm just like adding a little bit. You don't want to add too much salt in the beginning because once things cook down a little bit, the salt concentrates. So if you add too much salt in the beginning and you let it simmer for a long time and some of those liquids start to concentrate, you might find out that it's oversalted. Then you have to adjust, and it's just easier to kind of taste and season as you go. We're just going to let this do its thing for a little while before we add our vegetables and our protein. Rice that was cooked prior to this and cooled down. If you use fresh rice and you're trying to reheat it and like kind of do like a fried rice, it gets kind of mushy, so it's always better to have like a like day-old rice is probably the best, but if you can cook it a little while beforehand and cool it down, that's probably good too. But right now we're just kind of reheating it. I put a little bit of sesame and olive oil in here just at the bottom of the pan to keep it from sticking. Just bringing some heat back into it. And then I have a sauce over here, which is basically just a shoyu soy sauce with a couple other spices. It's got some sugar for added balance, and I didn't throw a little bit of sriracha. We're going to do a little bit of sriracha in there too. And whenever you're trying to make like an easy fried rice, and I make a lot of fried rices, just start with, heat your rice over some oil and then make a sauce. So in this case, it's sugar, soy sauce, sriracha, and really that's about it. I'm going to add a little turmeric at the end to give it some color, but for right now, pan's nice and hot, and this is all going to happen pretty quick. So I'm going to add a little bit of sauce, and then we stir, and immediately you start to see that color. It's just like the color of fried rice. So we just kind of stir and incorporate, and that looks like it'll be plenty sauce. Might add a little bit more after we kind of get this worked in. But right now it's smelling and looking really good. This pan is kind of small for all this rice, so excuse the mess. Little guy's falling out. It'll be okay. Everyone's happy. Look at that though. So pretty. The curry just finished up. I garnished it with a little bit of cilantro or green onions, added the protein back on. We'll mix that all up. And then just for the rice, we added the sauce. We let it cook for just a little bit. And then we added a little bit of cilantro just to garnish it, give it some freshness, and we're ready to plate. Everything's all good. So, curry. Remember to press that like button and subscribe. Also check me out on Spotify.
And you thought he only cooked.
The curry was really good. Subscribe to the All Vegan. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay.
Thank you, Ethan.
Yeah, dude. Anytime. You can actually thank my mom. She's the one who taught me how to cook. And she's the one who paid for my piano lessons, so.
She was the one who had you guys all perform.
I know, yeah. She pretty much did
Yep.
everything. In that
She
Anyways.
did a good job too.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We did it.